My ass is okay.
Bro, I was not even thinking about that. I was thinking, yo, it's me and you alone yet again.
Don't say it like that ever again. But total misfire on my end.
Yeah, total, bro. But my ass is feeling good, so thank you. Thank you for asking. I hope your
How
ass
you
is feeling
feeling
good
though?
too.
We're gonna leave my ass out of this.
Okay. You know I do have an ass thing, so I guess that's why I'm always asking about it. Yo, but it's been a while. It's been a long time.
A long time since what?
I asked how is everybody's asses doing. It's been at least 4 weeks, if not as many as 8.
And I just got you to say it again.
Yes. But how are you doing, bro? It's a nice day out today.
Man, I'm doing pretty swell. Pretty swell.
I like
Can't
that word.
complain. How about
Yeah.
you?
I'm feeling good. I actually got some sleep, so I'm not running on 20 plus hours of sleep. So
Oh,
I mean 20 plus hours of no sleep.
yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say some hibernation shit.
Yeah. Okay, so what's up, everybody? We are back at it again for a 5th episode of Sports from All Angles, and we decided we wanted to mix it up with some sports, with some NBA talk, and then we wanted to give props to Roger Federer. Michael is not aware of he's not up to date with tennis and all that stuff. Most people aren't, but I just wanted to give him an insight and then see where he sits. So
Okay.
so let's first talk about the NBA, bro. I think this might be the best offseason that I can recollect in terms of from start to finish, everything, the melodrama, the trades. Oh, is LeBron going to stay? Is he going to leave?
You could never guess with LeBron.
Dude, he's an open book. I think that's why he's going to go to the Lakers, because he already acts like a diva and an actor. He wants it his way 24/7. He always wants to win, which I respect the winning, but how he goes about it's like, eh. But if he goes to the Lakers,
I don't know though, because he's more of a standout player in the Eastern Conference. So, I mean, if he goes to the West, he really has to shape up and really start balling.
I agree. But this is where we're coming from, why we even brought this up. Kyrie Irving wants to leave. And what's one of the options? The Spurs. Why do all these players keep going to the West? They know it's loaded, yet they don't, for some reason, give a fuck. So,
With Kyrie, it'd be easier for him to squeeze into a team for them to, really build.
but let me lay it out to you like this. I'm describing a team with 16 championships. A team that's won at least one championship every single decade. No other team can say that.
Mm-hmm.
You take away Bill Russell from the Celtics, and the Lakers have won between it's been what 15 more than the It's been 15 since Bill Russell, and you take away Bill Russell, they only have 6 championships to the Lakers 16. So right there, the Celtics haven't done much since Bill Russell, and then you add in L.A. He signed a deal with Warner Brothers. He has a studio on Warner Brothers lot, which will be right next to the Lakers. The whole Lonzo Ball. Is Lonzo Ball a scorer or a passer? A passer. They have young talent. They have healthy talent. I'm just saying, bro. And I know the opposite of that is the Sixers, but the Sixers do not have history like the Lakers. The Sixers have been in a drought much longer than the Lakers. And big thing, even though they have as much young talent, what have they done? Embiid cannot stay healthy. Ben Simmons was out his entire first year. And then, are you picking a scorer in Fultz or the passer in Lonzo? So that's an interesting dynamic.
Here's the thing with those two. With the Sixers, I don't see no chance of hell that shit happening.
He just doesn't. I don't see it either.
Now with the Lakers, it's like it would be so telegraphed that it would be an upset for me to see that.
Oh, because it's so obvious. You don't see it happening.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it would be too obvious if he was to
Oh,
leave.
okay. But
So
then
it's
what's the other option? The Knicks he's not going to go to. The management is freaking terrible. There's no way in hell he goes back to Miami. Cuz there's no Dwayne Wade and Pat Riley hates his guts. So where else are you going to go? He's not going to the Clippers anymore. There's no Chris Paul.
I'm hoping he sees this video. Grow a pair of nuts and stay. How about that?
But this
You got the power to recruit people to come to your team.
But this what leads to I would have said that if Kyrie wanted to stay. Kyrie wants a trade now. So doesn't that affect it? Because then he'll have what? He'll have the old ass Kevin Love.
Yeah, it does affect it, but it's like I don't know. Do some off the wall shit. Go to Portland. Go to fucking Portland.
No. Okay. That would be pretty dope. But still, Portland. I don't think because the only reason he went to Cleveland is because that's his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
But when he comes to going to other places, he wants the Miamis, he wants the New Yorks, he wants the LAs. I don't think a Portland is for LeBron James.
No, it's not.
And my other thing too is, as dumb as this might sound, I honestly believe he would rather lose in the conference finals to Golden State than in the finals. Because then his legacy isn't being harmed by having all of these finals losses. And then once he does knock out the Warriors, they're golden. Who's going to mess with them who's going to mess with them from the East? Nobody. So if he can knock out the Warriors before even getting to the finals, that's guaranteed championship, theoretically speaking.
Yeah, but that team took so long to assemble. It's like you really got to sit on the fucking idea.
Yeah, because you're talking about Golden State, right? How
when it comes to thinking about matching up against Golden
State.
State,
because they drafted. Besides Kevin Durant and Iggy, all their picks, all their players are through a draft. So, this summer has been interesting. This year is going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, and Lonzo, he been balling. I don't care if it's off season. He been balling.
Yo, by the way, do you know the stat? He's put up 2 triple doubles.
Mm-hmm.
And there's never been a triple double put up before. And then another game, he scored 30 points, had over 10 rebounds.
30 points, 11 rebounds, and I want to say like
8 assists. So he's only 2 away from that. He is
a threat.
Yo, he might be able to do similar things to what Magic did. How Magic came in and was automatically an impact player. He might be able to do that, especially if he could get the second round draft pick from last year going, the kid out of Duke. Ingram.
What you said is pretty spot on. It's just that Lonzo
what, bro?
Bro, it's like my spirit is not letting me speak Magic in the same sentence
with Lonzo.
Yeah, but I completely agree with what you had said.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, as many people are saying, of any player to come out to play the point guard position, Lonzo is
he's more likely.
Hands down the closest to a Magic. Yeah. So as I was telling you earlier, the thing I like about him is that he truly plays like a Showtime Laker, to where even though he doesn't, he's not looking to shoot like a Steph Curry, he pushes the ball down like a Steph Curry, and he's always looking for his teammates. And that's another reason why I think he's so attractive to free agents, because he makes players around him better. And can you imagine, as I was saying this earlier, can you imagine a lineup where somehow they could work it out? It's him at point guard. They have somebody at shooting guard, be it Paul George or whatever. They have a LeBron James small forward, and then they have an Ingram at power forward to go along with Brook Lopez as center. And then you have whatever backups you have.
That's killer.
That
really, just blew my mind for a minute, bro.
That's really freaking... Now, I'm still struggling with Paul George and LeBron because they both play the same position. So if they could somehow work that out, the length on that team would be absurd. Your point guard is over 6'6", then you have two players, 6'8", playing shooting guard and small forward to go along with Ingram, who's basically a new Kevin Durant. He has the potential to be. He has that body build.
Bro, that's the Monstars compared to every team with all those teams without having a Jordan.
Yeah, or bro, that's what you would need to beat a Golden State because Lonzo has the length for a Curry, and then Paul George would be able to go toe to toe with Klay Thompson, LeBron James against Kevin Durant, and then Ingram against Green, and then they would have the advantage at center with Brook Lopez.
The league really should start doing fantasy games.
Well, you mean like fantasy football? Or you mean
like that, but I mean like in real life, like around the fucking All-Star weekend or some shit.
Okay,
you gotta they allow everybody in the country to vote on who's gonna be on this team, who's gonna be on that team. And they just ball out. That would be incredible. But that sounds like
the All-Star game?
No. I'm saying like I see what you're saying, but I'm saying like a more free-for-all type of pick.
Oh, okay. Oh, so any players could be on any team.
Yeah.
Just okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of that, but that sounds like a lot of money and yeah.
Bro, it's so how do you feel about the whole Kyrie Irving thing? Because you're a big fan. I was a fan of him since Duke. I love it when you're a fan of somebody when they're on a shitty team or they put out music nobody knows about, and then they make one song where they have one good winning season there. Everybody's on dick.
Very hard.
Yes,
very
bro.
fucking hard. I remember fucking days and nights. I would be watching Kyrie Irving fucking handle tutorial videos.
Bro,
just balling my motherfucking ass off to be like him. He is really, really a good player. And I seen through that shit before he got a championship.
Bro, you have to be a good player when you only play, 11, 12 games in college and you're still number one. I honestly thought Cleveland was freaking... Are you crazy? But they proved me wrong. But I was always a fan of his style, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I was about to say, chasing that was definitely something to remember, man.
And I remember we were talking in the car about this, too. You were wondering, why would he want to leave?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I could go against that is that it's his mentality.
I know before LeBron came back, I know he was proving to people, like, I'm not LeBron, I'm Kyrie.
Yeah, and then he was also, his front office was telling him, we're going to build around you. You're going to be the focal point. Because the GM at the time, who was just fired, helped build Steve Nash into what he was at Phoenix. So can you imagine a similar style? Kyrie would thrive in that, where he's the focal point and stuff. So I understand why he wants out, especially because he won his championship. He's hearing, because people act like NBA players don't hear the rumors too. When you're hearing day in and day out, LeBron most likely is going to leave, and he's done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Why
trust it?
Yeah.
I mean, why not trust it?
Yeah. And why would you stay in Cleveland when you have the option of going to the Spurs? Or he's also supposedly interested in the Timberwolves because of Tom Thibodeau, and then Butler and Wiggins and Towns.
That is my secondary team. I love
if they get Kyrie,
that could really change up the motherfucking game.
They're easily top 3.
I mean, Rubio, he
left.
I love Rubio, but he was injury prone. He didn't have a shot.
Yeah. Or at least he was scared to shoot.
Yeah.
But either way, that's what fucked the Timberwolves last year. But can you imagine that lineup? Kyrie Irving, point guard.
Mm.
I don't know who's their shooting guard. Would that be Butler now?
I believe so.
And then Wiggins would be their small forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then Towns would be their power forward / center.
Yes.
To go along whoever plays power forward or center. That shit. Yo.
So
Irving, Butler, Wiggins, and Towns.
But would he feel secure enough with that?
That's, in my opinion, that's better than Cleveland. If they were in the East, number 1 seed.
I feel you, but they're still going against teams that got like fucking blockbuster superstars. Like,
Yeah, I understand that, but my thing is there really that big of a difference between him going to the Spurs and Timberwolves besides style? There,
I would
in
kind of
terms of
say that
talent.
because Popovich.
Okay, but who do the Spurs have? They have Kawhi Leonard and Paul Gasol. You can't trust Aldridge anymore. Yo, think about that. You're going to a team already with Butler, freaking Wiggins, and Towns.
Yeah, but they play style, man. I mean, he could be eating bread and motherfucking butter all day.
I agree, but I would also disagree because the Spurs offense is about movement.
But then again, the Timmy Wolves, they pretty good on a transition ball too.
Yeah. The only problem with if he goes to, I think Teague is a perfect fit for the Timberwolves because he's more of a passer.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kyrie is good on paper, but Butler is a ball handler. Wiggins is a ball handler. And then Towns, that's 4 20-plus point scores on one team. Will that be able to keep up? The Warriors proved that, but they have the offense for that.
Also, this another thing. The Spurs, they've been to finals.
Yeah.
They have the mentality for that.
Yeah.
Especially Popovich.
And
now,
when you
with
think
the Timberwolves, I mean, it's fresh.
Yeah. And also to go off of that, the Spurs only have one other scorer in Kawhi, where the Timberwolves technically have 3.
And do you think how bad was Kawhi's injury?
Who knows? I will say this: him coming back did not help because you remember how he messed it up the game before, and then he came back. He missed the game, came back because he injured it in Houston. Mm-hmm. In the Houston series, took a game off. They somehow won the series, and then came back for game 1, and then fucked it up again. So who knows?
Houston fucked up.
Yeah, and I just don't see that Chris Paul trade. It just,
You don't see it making a difference, really, do you?
I just don't, because you have 2 top 10 ball handlers in terms of time of possession. There's just not enough.
But here's another thing, though. Even though this is the sad part, Harden is really better at playing point guard than he is
a shooting
guard.
Yeah.
But think about all the turnovers that he averages, and the fact that it seems like when it's approaching the finals.
Oh, he starts to.
Yeah, it's like he still has that same mind he had in OKC.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean,
the only argument to go against that is that this would allow him to actually only play 34, 35 minutes rather than 38, 40.
Yeah.
Because to some degree, he showed the Westbrook effect that once he went off the court, his team sucked ass. So it's if they're willing to work, it can be a beautiful thing. Because Chris Paul has never been a scorer; he's been a passer first.
I would.
Even
I really remember the Hornets here differently, bro.
No, bro. I'm not saying he couldn't score. I'm just saying it goes to the same thing as Steve Nash. When he was in his prime days, Steve Nash would get threes, get layups. Well, what was he trying to do first and foremost? Pick and roll. He was trying to get his men involved. That's a Chris Paul.
I agree. If you get a chance, look at some Steve Nash highlights, old videos, whatever. I was watching some last week. Fucking fire.
And to think that he had such a bad back makes it only more impressive.
Fucking fire.
Bro.
You know how...
Yo, I still stand by this. If Stoudemire never got that fucking bullshit 1-game suspension against the Spurs, they go to the finals that year. That year that they had like 62, 63 wins, bro. He won MVP.
I was really a big fan of him. I mean, at one point, I was reading where he had broke one of his hands. And that's how he got so good with his left because he had to refocus his game and work on that. But they were incredible. They were in fucking That's when people respected Stoudemire.
But yo, that's the reason why the Warriors exist. Because don't forget, Steve Kerr was part of the management there.
Didn't even piece that together.
Yeah. Steve Kerr he played for the Bulls. He was part of management for the Suns. He's now coaching the Warriors. Everywhere he goes, they win.
He was basically a student of the game, and he played his cards right.
Okay, so before we end this, I do want to I want to talk about Roger Federer. Mm-hmm. He's a tennis player. I started watching tennis about 2008, end of 2008, beginning of 2009. It was just on ESPN one day. It was Wimbledon. It's there's 4 Grand Slam events. There's one in Australia called the Australian Open, Sydney, Australia. There's one in Paris, France. It's called the French Open. Then there's one in London, England, called Wimbledon, and then there's one in New York City, America, where it's called the U.S. Open. Okay, the point is I got into it because of Roger Federer, and I've grown to appreciate tennis for the simple fact, unlike any other major sport, you win because of yourself, you lose because of yourself. 99.9999% of the time. You can't blame anybody but yourself, but when you win, it's all you. For me, it's the ultimate sport in the sense... unlike any other sport, they play year-round. So they're playing if you're healthy, you play 4 Grand Slam events that start in January and end sometime around August. That's when the U.S. Open. But then there's events in between. There's a final event at the end of the year. This is a year-round thing. So great players normally are playing 30-plus weeks a year. So that right there, it's a respect. And I love it because it's one of those sports that can be so graceful depending on the player, depending on the surface. But then it could be so forceful. And Roger Federer, as any tennis fan will know, he is the all-time leading Grand Slam event owner. Mm-hmm. He has 19 now. 19. Just to put this in perspective, the closest person has 15. And that's his nemesis, Rafa Nadal. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, your aunts know. Your aunts are fans. And what makes Roger Federer just won his 8th Wimbledon, which is a record too. Mm-hmm. So to put all these records, he has the most. You could look it up. It's ridiculous. He has the most quarterfinal appearances, most quarterfinal wins, most semifinal appearances, most semifinal wins. He has the most final appearances. He has the most Grand Slam totals. He's up there for the most Australian. He's tied for most US. He now has the most Wimbledon. And he's been to 11 Wimbledon finals. And what makes this year so special, the last time he won a championship was 2012, when he was 30. He's now 35, which for tennis is over 40 in basketball. Or it's somehow you're playing in your mid-40s in football. It doesn't happen, let alone playing at a high level. And he came out, won the Australian Open for his 18th title, extending it. And he beat Rafa Nadal in the finals too. So not only did he get his 18th, he kept Rafa Nadal from getting closer. Right. Then Rafa Nadal came back and won the French Open. He's a god at the French Open. He has some ridiculous freaking record, 70-plus wins, only 2 losses. 1 loss, he was injured. And then another loss, he retired. He retired because of injury. So his 2 losses are due to injuries. He's 10-0 in the finals. He is the fucking Floyd Mayweather of that shit. Bro, when it comes to clay courts, he might be the best tennis player on one surface. He is hands down the best tennis player on clay. Roger Federer is the best tennis player, period. Because what does he do? He took the French Open off because he wanted to make sure he was at full health for Wimbledon. And he comes to Wimbledon, won every single match, straight sets. So there's a potential. Yeah. So every Grand Slam event, there's a potential of 5 sets. You need to win 3. He won every single set. Every single set. And then he won the championship. And now he's at 19.
Bro,
and I just
that's how you know that's somebody that's playing just for the love of the game, bro.
And this is what I was talking to you about earlier, when we were in this whole sports topic thing. You know how I was talking to you about how, like, LeBron is the most gifted basketball player probably of our generation or of all time. But it doesn't feel like he puts
in enough work.
While Kobe Bryant, I don't even think he's top 10 pure talent. But he put in so much work, he got to that point. But at the end of his career, he put in so much, it took a toll on his body. And then Michael Jordan is that nice balance where he has the talent and the determination, but he didn't go overboard to where it brought him down. Roger Federer is, in my opinion, the Michael Jordan of tennis, just because he has all this pure talent, and he puts in just enough work to where he's able to master his craft, but he's not wearing his body down. And bro, I think you would love Rafa Nadal because he's a Kobe Bryant. You can see he will pound you into submission. He will not give up, but that's also become a detriment. He's only 30, but he has a body of a 40-year-old because of that.
Oh shit!
Yeah. No, like he still looks and plays good, but in terms of tennis, years, it's really taken effect on him. In terms of pure talent, he might be the most talented because when he's healthy, he's so dominant. But it's taken a toll on him. Wow, Roger Federer, he is just so graceful. And now every time, it's like when the Warriors are on now, I do my very best to watch them because you don't know how long this is going to last.
That's true.
People can hate all they want, but if you go to the viewership, be any sport, especially basketball and tennis, the viewership is the highest when there's one dominant team, one dominant player. And there's a reason for it because it's you can either cheer for it
or you wait on that upset.
Yeah. And Roger Federer, he's one of those, we don't know what type of person he truly is, but he has a family. Talk about a man winning at life. He has a wife who supports him. He has 2 beautiful children. He has fame. He has the talent. He has the freaking stats and glory. And yo, when you watch him, it's just it's a art. It's an art. When you watch Rafa Nadal, it's a force. It's a force taking over. It's like it's like a hurricane. But then when you watch Roger Federer, it's like a nice breeze flowing through the wind.
I see what you're saying.
And I just wanted to take a moment to put this out there on record. I don't know how much longer this is going to last. Hopefully he can win a 6 U.S. Open to make it 20. And that'd be a 35-year-old tennis player won 3 Grand Slams in 1 year. That's fucking insane. Especially since it was a 5-year gap between. So that would be impressive on itself. But when it comes to sports and you're watching greats, even LeBron James, appreciate it. Even though I don't fuck with LeBron the person, as a player.
LeBron the person. I mean, I feel as though he realizes that he has the tools to do what he can do, but it's like his IQ isn't up there where Jordan's and them
bro,
was.
I think his IQ is up there. Because I don't think he doesn't have the killer instinct, which goes into the motivation part. Because LeBron is a smart player. He is. He wouldn't be able to do the stuff he's been doing in the finals if he wasn't. He knows what he. If he wasn't a smart player, he wouldn't be making the buttloads of money he is on and off the court.
I'm not saying that he's not a smart player. I'm saying that his IQ is not on the level of Jordan.
Okay, but then at that point,
Nobody's near nobody.
That's like saying, oh, this person for tennis standards, oh, this person isn't as clutch, or they don't know blah 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 like Roger Federer. At that point, you're basically comparing it to a god. Nobody, even the greatest, aren't going to be able to compare to that.
The way I wanted to compare it though is Jordan had a better concept of work hard, work hard, play smart. Or did I say that fucking wrong? I feel as though I said that shit wrong as fuck.
Work hard, play smart. I thought it was work hard, play hard.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying, bro.
What you just said.
But for me, it comes down to the personality factor again too.
Yeah,
because Jordan, just like Kobe, they're just the individuals they want to be the best. While LeBron James, or they have to be the best. And while LeBron James wants to be the best, he sees more in life. That's how I feel about it. That's why I think you could see those laps in his game sometimes where he just disappears. Because he still thinks, oh, this is just a game.
He disappears, he flops, he's a big ass baby. He fucking abandons his teams. Like that's what I'm really more so focusing on. Because when I meant IQ, like Jordan, he stuck to his guns. And with what he was given, he reformulated.
Yeah.
And once he reformulated, they were a force that was in their own fucking echelon. You know what I mean?
I agree, bro.
Oh, yeah, I said, yeah.
But we're going to have a different episode about that. So let's end it here. Okay. So, the NBA offseason continues to be crazy. And if you're a fan of just sports, at the very least, do watch Roger Federer. It's something you at the very least have to respect. And if you're a tennis player or a tennis fan, enjoy it while it lasts, because we really don't know how long this is going to last. So, like always, thank you for joining us for another episode of Sports from All Angles. It's the 5th episode.
Cinco.
We're trying to get a little more consistent with this, but life and time comes into play. So, as Mike likes to finish every single episode.
Hey, man. Leave a comment. Make sure that you put us on to other people. Because you don't want to be a stingy person, do you? You want to share us, don't you? Yeah, I want you to share us too.
I bet you do, bro. I bet you do.
But seriously, interact with us. I mean, like I said, like the videos. Be you. That's what we being. We being us.
Yeah, so
thanks for the support.
Like always, seriously, we appreciate it, and we gotta go now because it's hot as shit, and I'm sweating my ass off.
That's what I'm really focused on, bro. I'm sweating fucking bullets, bro.
Yo, swamp nuts, right? This counts as swamp nuts, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you like always, so peace out.
Birds. That's all I was thinking about, bro.
Bro.
My fucking head was on fire.
Yo.
It got
might
hot
be able,
It's shit out of nowhere. It got hot as fuck.